Hi guys, Nestor here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about the Net 5 selection card. So as you can see, I have one here on this newly created account as a welcome gift, like probably some of you as well. Soon we will also get one from this special login event. Here, where was it? There, I got it yesterday or so. Maybe it's not updated. There. End of the month we are getting another one. So let's take a look. What do we have here? We have the Arthas, the Valkyries, the Purse, Nightmare, the Shiva Odin, Indra, Garuda, Wukong, Shinobi, Hades. What was her name? I probably saw that name today hundreds of times. The Wujin, the Gilgamesh, and the Enkidu. So basically everything that you can basically pull from from Clan Festival. Azubaji was the name of the other one. So let's take a look. These are all the Heroes Festival monsters. Here is the first, the Gilgamesh. In general, Gilgamesh, in my opinion, has a really strong leader skill, so in case you are lucky to get a variant skill, that's really good, but I think from the selection card you can't get variants. Has a stun, 100% chance for one turn, and an SP7, so a heal. Skill books are in some form interesting, but for a new player it's normally not. It's a decent monster, but far away from being our pick. Same with the Enkidu. HP Siphon passive is really weak. Sleep for one turn is also really weak. Then we have the Sha Wujing, it's one of the Titan monsters. So far there was no way to use the exposed weakness in a endgame lineup. So also not my choice in case you want to go for Titans. Then the Zubaji double Predator, really weak, very weak. Fire Hades, even worse. Fire Shinobi. Fire Shinobi is one of the picks that I can recommend you. He's basically the strongest attacker against the Wood Titan, so he's a really good choice in case you want to go for some Titans. Wukong is basically normally he's a damage dealer, but in an endgame lineup he's used for debuffing while doing damage. So you are normally using 2 per lane. Also really good choice, but in my opinion the Shinobi is even more important. Garuda sucks, Indra sucks, Odin sucks, Shiva sucks. Like some of them can be good, but the requirement is far too high to go for them. A good example is the Shiva in my opinion. 100% chance for one turn and heal based on own max HP, plus a good leader skill. It's not strong enough. The stun can maximum trade a turn with one of the attackers. Like let's say you're using a Shiva on a defense, it will always try to switch turns basically. It's trying to stun. When it's stunned, your monster can't use any skills, but he also has no damage, so he wasted his turn as well for the stun. So he needs books to be really strong, and with the books he's really good in my opinion. But the books are so far away for most people that are watching this video that you really shouldn't think about them. Nightmare, really bad. Valkyrie, still an acceptable PvP monster in offense as in defense. Stats you can see, they are really balanced. Decent HP, decent attack, decent defense, nothing outstanding. Has a high SP gain, so the stun will follow really fast. Has a good leader skill, but the stun is only one turn. It's more like to interrupt the attacker while also gaining blue orbs. It's a decent monster, but for a selection card not good enough. Another one of these examples with the books is the Arthur. As he is right now, he's not good enough. You can pick him from the first contract. Also not good enough. Starts to really shine with books, which are endlessly far away. The purse, double zap, also not good enough. That's it already with fire. Let's go for water. We have the Gilgamesh, really strong unit, really strong. The Weaken is really strong, the Courage Strike is really strong. Also one of the picks in my opinion that you can go for. He's also, his actual role is more like being a debuffer while adding damage. Then we have the Enkidu, not good enough, shitty attack down, and a Hunter is not fitting each other. There we have the Shavujing, also far away from being good enough. Keep in mind that even the one star Slime has the resist down, and Seal is also not an outstanding skill. There are, in my opinion, better monsters that have these skill sets. Dark Cutine as an example. We will get another resist down soon, I think. The Zephyros, I think, has the resist down as a light monster. Skill set is far better than this, but I think it was even a 2-turn shock on the active. So stay away from that. Zubaji with the Fearless Taunt and Stun, also not good enough. Hades, also not good enough. In general, it's an endgame monster, but you can use the Water Shelly forever. There is really no need for the Hades. So this is something which you can think about if you're in the far end game, which you are most likely not when you're watching the video. So stay away from the Hades, he's really not good enough. Like, he's basically just a debuffer which adds a bit of damage. This is like this min-maxing. Water Shinobi is crap. Same with the Water Wukong. Same with the Garuda. Water Indra is a really strong pick. Has an incredible good attack down while adding damage. Might also be an interesting pick here if you want to go for Titans. Odin far away from being good enough. It's just a 1-turn stun. Can become really strong with the books. Has also the 2-turn books. But yeah, makes no sense. Shiva, good PvP defense monster, but also nothing where you should go for if you have the choice. Water Nightmare, I'm really not a fan of it. Like, all it does is try to seal, has a bit of heal. At least for the selector, far too weak. Valkyrie sucks. Water Arthur is basically the counterpart to the Fire Valkyrie. Also has the Moral Boost, and instead of the stun he has a 3-turn attack down. I like him as I like the Fire Valkyrie, but for these picks they are all too weak in my opinion. Water Purse. A lot of people are recommending the Water Purse. I'm personally against this. Water Purse alone can't make any difference. Water Purse normally is used in PvP defense, and her job is to fight against bot offenses, like people that using a bot attack, of course, uncontrolled. They can't focus certain monsters. So this is where the Water Purse is starting to shine. The damage is spread, Purse is healing it up, so the attacker is losing. But you are far, far away from this point to being able to compete with these offenses. So in my opinion, the Purse makes no sense. It's a good monster in general, especially with the passive heal. But there is no PvE content where you need the Purse, not a single one. You don't need her for Titans, you don't need her for the tower, you don't need her for any Colossus. So the only thing where she's used is in PvP defense. and they're only for a certain reason to fight the bots. And in my opinion, she's not good enough in the beginning to pick her. And you can see already, the pick thing don't has too many strong monsters that you can pick. The Wood Gilgamesh, in my opinion, is a really strong unit. I really like it. The attack is really high. The HP and the defense is still acceptable. The Predator means at least direct damage. And the longer you are fighting, the more damage you're getting with the Preserve, I would say. I hope I wasn't wrong. It's like 25 or 30% per turn. Not completely sure how much it was. Was it 25% per turn? And it's directly starting with the first turn when your turn is done. So it's not taking too long. Basically, when he is having his active ready, it's already at 50% extra damage already. It's really a strong skill. I like him as a monster itself. I don't even have him, but I would probably try him. I use a similar idea in Champions League with the Dark Benji and Dark Sandwraith. It's really successful there, and he's basically a different version of that. Wood Enkidu, also a really good monster in my opinion for Titans. Might be even a really good pick for you. Has the Courage Strike and a damage reduction. Really good monster in my opinion. There is still a discussion which is stronger, the Enkidu or the Zubaji. I'm also not sure myself, to be honest. I like personally the Enkidu more because I like the damage reduction skill. But if you compare the stats, 31k HP, 3000 defense, 2800, 3000 attack, and 2800 defense, compared to around 30,000 HP, like 100 attack less, but 1000 defense more. Like, she's really unbelievable tanky. It really depends. The thing is, her active skill is completely useless. When you're using trinkets, you're bringing the crit rate of the Titan to 0, so you don't need the blind anymore. The advantage here is that it's a single target attack, so it deals more damage. I think if you are really thinking about the Water Titan, this should be your personal choice between these two. I think both are really good. I personally would most likely choose the Enkidu. Then we have the Shavujing Wood. Also not strong enough. The skill set, the Battle Rush is just too slow. It would have maybe not the Battle Rush, but SP gain and then 50% also. And then with the defense down, that would be a really nice combination. Hate is completely useless. If the aggression would be Preserve or something, that would be a really nice combination, but he don't has it and he's bad. Same with the Shinobi, same with the Wukong. There are Nat 2 and Nat 3 monsters which are comparable. Garuda in general is an endgame Titan monster. The problem here is, do you have the attackers for it already? That's the same logic or reason as for the water monsters like the Indra or so. The question is, do you have the attacker for it? Normally, the Garuda is a debuffer, which adds damage, but his main role is being a debuffer. So do you want to use a selection card for a debuffer? It's nice that he has some damage and all that, but you need the weaken to do more damage. If he's on the right side, you're wasting one turn, so you only have one turn to weaken. Makes no sense. So I'm personally against choosing a Garuda as a new player, but as an addition for someone that is playing for some time, he's a really good monster. So it depends on how long you are playing and what you want to focus on. Indra also sucks. Becomes really interesting with books, but like I said, with the other monsters already, he don't has them, you don't have them, I don't have them, so it makes no sense. Odin really sucks. Shiva sucks. Nightmare also really sucks. Valkyrie sucks even more. Same with the Asa, the Purse, so that's it basically. As you can see, for PvE, there is not much to choose from. There is basically only mediocre stuff that you could choose for PvE, in my opinion. Of course, all of these monsters with the Hunter, Predator and whatever can be used there, but do you really need them? No, you don't need any of them. You can clear the whole PvE content with much more common monsters. Now you have the choice to choose a monster that you want. Do you really want to go for a monster that you can replace easily with a 2-star monster? No. So I think if you really think about, I really need something for PvE, then go for the Water Purse. I'm personally not a fan of that, but it's up to you. What I see in this selection card are Titan monsters. Like I said, for Colossus, you don't really need nothing of that, and if you want to go for a Colossus, these Titan monsters are even far better. So it's like you're getting a Titan monster and an addition to beat a Colossus. Let's say, as an example, if you should choose a Fire Shinobi, he's the best monster against the Wood Titan, but he's also one of the monsters which deal incredible high damage against Wood Colossus. Might be an idea. So let's put it fastly together. What do I see from these monsters? Shinobi. Like when it comes down to a hard selection, I would say Shinobi. Maybe the Gilgamesh, but it's also more of a debuffer. Maybe the Indra. Maybe the Purse. Maybe the Gilgamesh. Maybe the Enkidu. Maybe the Zubaji. And maybe the Garuda. All of these maybe choices, in my opinion, are really based on your state of the game. I personally see the Fire Shinobi as the best choice, because most of these monsters are heavily Titan based. There are 4-star monsters, 3-star monsters, 2-star monsters, which can replace all of them in PvE content, because the PvE content in this game is not that hard. None of them are good against high golem levels, high dragon levels. As a good example, for Dragon 14, I'm using 4 Titan monsters. Golem 15 needs a Titan monster. As you can see, the higher the content is going, the more these Titan monsters, which are basically first of all used against the Titans. But the HP pool of these monsters is so high that even there they are out damaging everything else. There is also not an incredible good Zappa or something to farm the golems better. None of that is needed. There are 4-star LD monsters for that. There are net 2, net 3, net 4 monsters that are good against that. So what I really see as a potential for this card is to choose your Titan monster. Do you want to have a water monster? Then you have the Gilgamesh and the Indra. Do you want to have a fire monster? There is the Shinobi. Shinobi is the best in slot as the damage dealer, while the other choices are mostly debuffer with damage potential. For wood, you have the Garuda, you have the Zubaji, you have the Enkidu, all of them are good in Titans. These are the choices that I would make. Like I said, there is also the Water Purse, but I really have to tell you that I'm not a fan of the Water Purse. This is just completely anti-bot. And to be able to compete with them, these are people that are playing for years. To compete with them, you also have to play longer. Up to you. Water Purse is also a potential choice that you can make, but I'm more for all these other choices. So that's it for the selection card. As you can see, I can't give you a very clear monster which you always have to go for. This is not existing. There are certain monsters which I see have the potential to be worth this card, and a lot of other monsters not. This is what I pointed out, and everything else is up to your own choice. Keep in mind that in case you have a selection card already, you can get another one end of the month, and to be able to choose several monsters can make a Titan team within one element really strong. Let's say, for example, you're choosing to fire Shinobis. This is already giving you a heavy advantage. Just saying. So, hope it makes your choice a bit easier. And for everything else, there are really strong Heroes Festival monsters, monsters that you have to fuse. What else do we have? Some, of course, LD-Net 5s and all that. They have monsters which can be used in PvE. There are strong arena monsters and all that, but I personally don't see that with the selection card. So, hope it's helping. See you. Bye bye.